Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Baller's Block. The block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot. All right, Cuzzo.
Some of these games are hot, but
Today,
elephant in the room.
Mama's cooking. Kyrie goes over James. Crazy fans, playoffs and predictions.
We're gonna start with Mama's cooking.
Mama's cooking.
We ain't talking about fried chicken.
No,
or in
we
our
are
case,
not.
We ain't talking about jollof rice.
If you know, you know.
We're talking about
Exactly
jollof
what
rice
we're
and
talking
doodle.
You know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Mr. Kwame Brown.
Or Kwame Brown.
No, don't call him that.
Oh no, that was you're right.
Don't call him that.
Or maybe we do, cause I mean,
You don't want the smoke.
No, you know what? It's not for the smoke, but it's again to reference why.
I'll give you that.
There's a reason.
I'll give you that.
There's a reason, and that.
Stephen A. Smith. That's how he would often refer.
He's under the gun, knife, whatever you wanna, artillery you wanna call it. Microscope, yeah. He's under it right now.
Oh yeah.
He's under it.
You got called out for not holding down a brother. Man, you're bringing one down in a ways.
Here's the first thing I think we need to
Highlight?
highlight.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on Kwame Brown speaking out?
You know what? I was just thinking about it, and it's like, you know how they say don't poke a bear?
Mm-hmm.
It was like he was a bear that just wanted to be left alone. My career's done. Y'all had your fun while I played. You know what I mean? Even once in a while, you'll still poke jabs at me, even though my career's done.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all poked one too many times.
Agreed. Because he never said nothing.
And you know what I think really set him off? Exactly what he said. Because he's sitting there watching a podcast with two black guys interviewing a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
And those two black guys were clowning him and making a mockery of his career while the white woman was there defending him. Especially in these times, this climate, it's like, yo, nah, that's the last straw.
Yeah.
That's the last straw.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take this no more.
Yeah.
Y'all won't be out here just using my name on some mockery tip.
Yeah.
He went full Birdman. Put some respect on my name.
No, it's true. It's true. And again, I've never, ever, in the 20 plus years, heard Kwame Brown speak
For
up.
real.
Period.
Forget speak
Even
up.
while
I've
he
never
was
heard him
playing.
talk. I don't know what his voice. I didn't know what his voice
I didn't know what he sounded like. He's never, even while he was playing and people were still clowning, he never said a single word. Nothing negative, nothing to complain, nothing. So I kind of commend him for speaking out.
Definitely.
Because I'm not gonna say he was bullied, because I think he's a big dude and no one would like say a lot of those things to his face. I don't think was that. I don't think that was ever done. Maybe like by MJ, according to the story. Yeah. MJ was like the only person that can really say anything that where he couldn't do nothing. But in terms of just like in general, I don't think any of those guys said that to his face. So a lot of it was just more like, you know, trying to bully from afar or just trying to slander the man's character from afar. But
for sure,
he made a lot of valid points. And I even looked at it as someone who hooped. I'm like, for him to make it to the NBA out of high school, that wasn't a bust.
Not even that, to last that long.
And I was going to say that secondly, to play 12 years.
Nobody's going to pay 13 years.
That's not a bust. You know what's a bust?
Bring something to the table.
You know what's the bust?
Go ahead.
Not even making it to the NBA. As someone who hooped or had dreams of making it to the NBA.
Or only making it like 3 to 5 years.
That's a bust.
Exactly. If you pay any more than 10 years, I mean, you never lived up to people's expectations, but like, I guess you can't judge it based on just what people are saying.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you talk about life, he's a success story.
At the end of the day, even if you talk basketball. Because again, he broke down a lot of like the business side of it. Because one thing he said was that he wasn't even supposed to play for Washington. They were supposed to trade him. That was the whole purpose of. I think he was supposed to go to Chicago. I can't remember Chicago or something.
Talking about it. They would make an Elton Brand trade.
Yes, So he wasn't even supposed to play there. So they took him number 1 for a reason, just to trade him, because I think Chicago wanted number 1.
And he could have ended up going somewhere else
where he would have flourished.
Exactly.
But he stayed there, and then the icing on the cake.
More, Jordan wasn't supposed to play. I don't think
that was the icing on the cake that ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, because I heard other people.
Stackhouse said that he wish he didn't play with him. Was Larry Hughes on that run?
Yeah, he did play at one point.
Everybody, like I heard some of those other guys that played, Eton Thomas, I think was his name, Tyrone Nesby. They played on Washington them times, and they had a podcast, and they were saying the same thing.
Some might look at it as blasphemous, but that team that MJ was on with those two Washington Wizards team, LeBron James would have got him to the playoffs. This LeBron James right now would have got him to the playoffs. With that said, I still think MJ's the better player overall.
You can't even say that. MJ was 39.
True.
Like, true. And he hadn't played in like what, 2 years?
I still think this LeBron James,
3 years. He hadn't played in like 3 years.
Another valid point.
A 36-year-old Michael Jordan would have won a chip with that Washington team. You're talking LeBron taking him to the playoffs.
That's debatable. My point is debatable as well. But I'm just saying.
But you're comparing a 36-year-old LeBron with a 39-year-old, 40-year-old Michael Jordan, who hadn't played ball in like 3 years.
Sure.
You can't. Come on.
Sure. We're talking about the GOAT, though.
Who are you talking about?
We're talking about the GOAT, though.
39-year-old.
We gotta talk about everything that they did.
39-year-old.
Even if they're 39.
Nah, man. 39-year-old.
I bet you LeBron plays to 39. Let's see what he does.
Look, he looks halfway done right now. He's lost a step.
He did say he'll never be what he was.
He's lost a step.
He did say he'll never be what he was.
He shot 10 threes the other game, which lets you know he's taking a lot of outside shots that he shouldn't be taking.
We kind of got a bit off track, which happens.
It's all good. It's baller's block. It's what happens on the block.
There's a lot to talk about on the block.
What happens on the block?
There's a lot going on the block.
But.
And it's all related because a lot of people from Washington, again, because I think it was Eton Thomas, Chris Whitney, if I'm not mistaken, Jahidi White,
yes,
and Tyrone Nesbitt. I want to say
Nesby.
Yeah, they had
they were on a podcast, yeah, and they were saying the same thing too.
And they were all vouched for Kwame.
Yep. They said, "Yo, the kid never complained. He just took it. They never gave him a shot.
It was almost sabotage,
bro." They were saying how this man would pretty much like be doing like 3-hour workouts before a game. And then they throw him in the game and expect him to do something.
Like, why are you tired?
Like, was it Eton Thomas? Like, this guy, he'd be on the bench like just dead tired.
3 hours hard practice too.
And he was injured half the time.
Come on.
But they never mentioned any of that, though.
Like they said, it was almost as if they sabotaged this guy. There's conspiracy theories out there, and you know I like a good conspiracy. So let me tell you how this conspiracy goes.
I got my own conspiracy too. Let's hear yours. Conspiracy time here on Baller's Block.
So like you said, they wanted to get Elton Brand, they wanted to trade for Elton Brand. So he was never really a pick for these guys. So let's say that the NBA and the NCAA are in cahoots, and they want to sabotage the idea of players going straight to high school, or straight from high school to the league. Who better to use as a scapegoat than this number 1 pick guy, who's straight out of the country and doesn't really know any better?
It's funny you say that. That was my same conspiracy theory.
Boom.
But my version of it was basically, so there's 2 versions. So one is maybe he committed to going to a specific college at some point, or showed interest, and the fact that he just jumped. A little
salt in the wound for the college people then.
Whatever it was. And then he just decided, you know what?
How dare you choose the NBA?
Exactly. I'm not going to college. I'm going to NBA. And from then they just said, okay, we're going to slander you. Maybe you're supposed to go to North Carolina. Jordan said, what?
Ooh.
He said, what?
I see where you're going now.
He said, all right, I'm not going to trade you, young fella.
Nevertheless,
I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to ruin your career.
Kwame came with the smoke for everybody.
The other theory, sorry to cut you off. The other theory is exactly what you're saying, is that he was basically the scapegoat to say, you know what, we're gonna stop
these high school guys.
Because apparently, he was bodying players in the pre-workouts.
Destroying Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry.
And you see who those guys became like.
And they also said that his confidence was destroyed. Like he almost became like a different player.
Yeah, because he was like 17, man. But at the end of the day, he was the best
player ever.
They said he was the best player in the draft. Period. And when they say best player, best big man, whatever, and they were looking for big men, and they got him, and they sabotaged him.
Exactly.
So that's my other theory. Is basically he was the scapegoat for the NBA to say, you know what? Since we work with the NCAA, we need to stop these guys from coming straight from high school. Because some of them aren't working out, but yet there are a lot, not a lot, but a good amount that.
Most don't pan out. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's say that.
Let's be real. Most don't pan out. It's very rare. Like if you want to talk about the high school guys, there's only maybe 4 or 5 that you can really talk about.
But even for those who pan out, the fact of them skipping college and going straight to the NBA, I guarantee you there's a whole lot of money that colleges, the NCAA, and also NBA is losing out on.
You know how much money they lost for not having LeBron James in college?
Because you know what? You know what's funny? The NBA, as happy as they are to have him in the league, they're also like, damn, man, we just missed out on at least 100 mil off this kid. If you went to college, we could have done a whole marketing thing and just leading up to him coming to the NBA. There's a whole lot probably behind the scenes. I don't know this. I'm speculating. This is our conspiracy theory, but I feel like that was the whole thing, and he was just the right person, right time, and it kickstarted whatever decision was made, and there you go. But it's kind of funny though, because again, talking about, going back to a point you made about them bringing down a black guy in front of the white woman there. There are other NBA busts that aren't of the, African American, that they could have mentioned as complete busts because they didn't even last 5 years in the league. Adam Morrison, I'm sorry, I had to throw him in there, but he was the number 1 pick, no?
Yes, he was. Well, was he? No, I don't think.
You sure? Wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't think
he might have been, man. You sure? But at the end of the day, he's considered a bust, though.
Yes, absolutely.
A huge one. And you seen what he did in college the year before, or before he got into the NBA. But there's that's really all I'm.
3 pick.
Number 3 pick. That's a high pick. That's a high pick.
But that's part of the theme that makes it worse for him because he is a number 1 overall.
Again, he was supposed to be traded. That wasn't his decision to be number 1. It's the same way. I don't want to bring no Canadians into it, but
Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, the same way, wasn't given a chance really at the end of the day. It's not his fault. It's never. I never think it's the player's fault. Because if they want to develop you, they'll develop you. If they don't, then it kind of is what it is, and they'll make their narrative is pretty much what everyone's gonna listen to. The player doesn't get to paint his narrative because he doesn't get to play.
Speaking of players painting their narrative, good segue into quarter number 2. Kyrie Irving. He's out there painting his own narrative.
I like the cut of his jib.
Right on.
I like the cut of his jib.
As you can call flat earthers whatever you want to call them, but
listen, you know what I call him?
Conversation with them will always be interesting.
I kind of picked up a new terminology or understanding of how people think. No, not flat earth. No. Definitely. So basically, there are two-dimensional thinkers and then 3-dimensional thinkers. Kyrie is definitely a 3-dimensional thinker. So.
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
So, as we talk about Kyrie, he had the bottle thrown at him.
Disgusting.
Could it have been the fact that he went for Rick James?
It doesn't matter.
The Boston logo.
Doesn't matter.
On some Lucky. Lucky.
It doesn't matter. You know why? Because you're at a basketball game.
Yo,
One,
lucky.
you're at a basketball game to be entertained. Whether it's that or whether it's him dropping 50 points on your team's head, whatever the case may be, you're there to be entertained. As a fan, you have no right or no business to be throwing bottles.
Absolutely, but my question is, do you think that played a factor into it?
Oh, of course it did. Come on. Of course it did. Of course it did. But again, as an adult fan, you know better.
Also, I think there's a bunch of things playing
Like-
a factor into it. The fact that Kyrie said that he would be coming back, only to leave.
So get over that. You
Before
got
coming, he
get
was like,
over it.
Boston is racist.
I mean, was he lying?
And then he stomps on Lucky.
Was he lying?
I mean, that's just like strike one, strike two, strike three, bottle at your head.
Whatever, yo. Get over it, fans. Y'all adults.
I
man.
hear you. But that wasn't the only incident, though.
You don't see me out here throwing
That
bottles.
wasn't the
You don't
only
see me out in the
incident.
street,
It gets worse.
bro. You don't see me walking
It
downtown.
gets worse.
You see me throwing bottles at Raptor fans downtown? Did I do that when y'all won the championship?
Good point.
I ate it.
Good.
I wasn't happy.
Definitely wasn't happy.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna. I was out when y'all
Definitely
won.
wasn't happy.
I was driving, bro. People were
Definitely
jumping
was
on
not
cars.
happy.
I could have ran over Raptor fans.
But like I said,
I
it
chose
doesn't get
not
worse.
to. I chose
I said
not
it doesn't
to.
get worse. It gets worse.
I could have had some vehicular manslaughter
Perhaps
charges
not in
under
the
my
case of the
belt,
popcorn
yo.
thrown at what's his name?
Listen,
Now, do you think Westbrook would have went full run our test if he wasn't
Ooh.
held back, or would it just been a lot of barking?
nah, it'd be a lot of barking. I think Westbrook is smarter than that.
I would like to think so.
I think he's smarter
I
than
would
that.
like to think so.
He would definitely bark to intimidate, but I
Especially
don't
in
think
this
he would.
climate, you don't
yeah.
want no malice in the palace
He's
situations.
more woke than people take him for. I think he understands what's going on, but he'll definitely
I'll definitely give you that.
he'll hold a person accountable for sure. But he's not gonna not with cameras and everything on. Like if there are no cameras, then
That wasn't the worst of it.
what happened? Tell me
Trey.
more.
Trae Young got spat on.
I saw that one. Yes, that one was disgusting.
I mean, come on.
That one deserved. I'm sorry to say.
Whether or not you want to believe
Hold
in
on.
COVID, spitting on somebody
Listen,
in the pandemic,
for that one deserved.
jail time.
No, I don't want him to go to jail.
Okay, let's hear it.
I want him to feel the malice in the palace.
Ooh.
I want him to get his face pummeled in. I want Clint Capella to run up in the stands and just give him a one
Is Clint
piece.
Capella the best option there? On the
Okay,
team?
Collins.
Even Collins. I think I'd take Clint Capella over Collins.
I take Collins.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Capella seems like a nice guy. Like he wouldn't want to hit nobody. Collins looks like you see something like that, he might. If you let him go, he'll
If
go.
Clint is from Africa, then yes. If he's from
I
Europe,
think he's Haitian, isn't he?
is he Haitian?
I don't know.
Oh, if he's Haitian, I'm definitely taking Clint.
But he seems like a nice guy.
Oh
man.
my God, I'm taking Clint. Come on.
I don't know what his background is or his heritage is, so I'm just guessing.
He might be European.
Maybe we should Google it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
We don't want to get wrong information. We better fact check. Yeah, I said he Haitian. I don't know why I said he Haitian. I think I'm racist for saying that, no?
Nah, you're
Okay.
good.
He's black, so I can't be racist, right? Memphis is getting slapped like the Lakers did, folks.
Switzerland.
I would never have guessed that one.
Switzerland.
Wow.
I'm not that shocked.
Haitian was totally off.
Actually, but there might be a deeper story. Like, you know, his parents ain't from Switzerland.
I mean, I know, you know what people in Switzerland look like.
Oh, there it is. Angola and Congo.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Haitian was totally off.
Me.
You know,
The
like,
diaspora.
yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
No, that was disgusting.
absolutely,
That was disgusting.
absolutely.
I mean, let's be realistic. Yeah, no malice in the palace would happen. That's my ideal situation. But no, he definitely deserved to be charged. That's assault.
Yes.
That's disorderly
Assault
conduct.
with a deadly weapon, even more so than the
COVID.
bottle.
One assault.
Somebody
Second
actually died
assault
from
with a
that,
deadly weapon.
Apparently,
Oh, the bottle?
no. Somebody
Oh.
got spat at. in
Assault with a deadly weapon.
Uber.
attempted manslaughter.
Ooh.
Attempted manslaughter.
Especially in the panorama.
Disorderly conduct is another one you could throw there because I'm sure he was drunk. You know, he was sipping something in order to do that and to form that loogie to fly that far.
Yeah.
That trajectory, that speed, that velocity. That velocity. I can't even talk right now.
Readiness hard.
Velocity. So those are like 4 charges that I'd throw on
Throw
him.
the book at him. Throw the book at him.
I ain't got a book. I would throw the book at him.
Teach him a lesson.
I would throw the book at him. But definitely, no, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's uncalled for and it has no place in the game of basketball. I'm sorry.
That was the third quarter.
That's a hockey thing.
Didn't really announce
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Quarter.
That was the third quarter?
That was the third quarter.
All right. Fourth quarter, Dame time?
Dame time. Ooh. He's the clutch guy of the generation, man. But playoffs.
NBA playoffs.
How's it looking?
I'm watching the game right now.
The Bucks avenged themselves from last year.
Did they though?
Absolutely. They beat the team that beat them and way worse.
Wow, that's not an avenging. Yep. Avenging anything is making it to the.
I mean I would go
to the finals.
I'd give you that if they were ever there, but they lost to the Miami Heat last year and they beat them. Avenged.
You know why I lost the Heat last year? It was the bubble effect. That's all it was, man. That's all it was. Certain players shine.
Be known as bubble hero.
Certain players shine when situations are of such. But now that everything's back to normal,
like practice.
Yeah, he probably does that. That's a good point.
Think about it. It was more like practice
for a lot of people.
Exactly, and you know what? So some guys are practice players. You look amazing. When it's actually game time is a different story.
I hate to say it, that's why the Lakers are looking the way they are. A lot of those players they look wicked last year.
One team that does not look like that though, Phoenix.
Nah, they know what time it is, yo.
They were a bubble team.
You know why?
That looked amazing.
Nah. You know why? It was practice. You played the way you practice, no?
True.
And they used that as practice. They won all the games in the bubble and said, you know what?
True.
We're better than these guys think we are, yo. Wait till next year.
And with the addition of CP3,
we're gonna play just like this next year.
The little
and look what happened. They just gotta keep it up, and I'm rooting for them. Okay, so let's get back on track. Sorry.
So that's where they are. 3-2.
3-2 up on LA. We're talking about
up on LA.
Who you got in that?
The Bucks were defeated. Bucks defeated Miami.
Okay, so we're jumping back and forth. Let's stick with the East first.
I'm just clarifying what happened with those two. Those who that we talked about.
Let's stick to the East then. Let's go back to the East and
we're jumping back to the East now.
And then finish the East. So Bucks.
Another Miami. Dismantling.
My second team.
Brooklyn. BK.
It was.
They bodied the Celtics. They never really had a chance with Jaylen Brown being out. I think
Tatum could only do so much, and I think he put all his efforts in the first 2 games.
That 50 burger he dropped.
Too much effort. But he had to, though. He didn't have a choice.
You drop a 40 in a playoff game and still lose?
Yeah, but shout outs to him.
Oh, yeah, he's been doing his
salute.
Thing.
I think, he has a bright future.
Absolutely.
Might have to leave Boston, though. He should start considering that.
Number 1 or number 2? I think he's a number 1. Jaylen Brown's a number 2.
Here's what I think.
Let me have it.
I think Jaylen Brown is a number 1 over him. Only because
I'm clutching my pearls with a gasp.
Only because I feel like Tatum, mind you, I'm giving him the ball when we need to get a bucket, but I do feel like
watch this.
He dances and holds the ball too long for the offense.
Do you think Jaylen Brown ever in his life will drop a 60 burger?
Yeah. I think you could.
I bet you he never drops 50, let alone 60.
He'll drop 50.
I bet you he never drops
He'll drop
50,
50 next year.
let alone 60.
He'll drop 50 next year.
Not on Boston.
You'll see.
Not on Boston.
You'll see.
He's a Fugazi number one.
Nah, man. He's looked nice and better than he's looked better than Tatum a few times. A lot of times, man.
Not 50, 60 points better.
He doesn't waste time with the ball either, yo.
I don't know about that one.
He's a better defender.
I don't know about that one. I might give you that.
I think he's more athletic.
He's definitely more athletic.
Better shooter.
Oh, no.
He's a better shooter. He's a better shooter, bro.
He's a Victor Oladipo.
What's that supposed to mean?
He's a Karis LeVert.
Nah.
Actually, Karis LeVert dropped 50 still.
Brown is nice. LeVert. Trust me.
I'm not saying he's not nice.
Trust me.
But I don't know about number one.
So here's the thing. I don't think neither of them are number one. And if we want to really break it down, they need a point guard.
That's more acceptable.
You know what? They need a Chris Paul.
That's more acceptable.
They need a Chris Paul.
I'll give you that too.
That's exact. Because Kemba.
Like Conley type.
Not even Conley, man.
I think Conley could do it.
Not even Conley.
I think Conley.
A Chris Paul. A Chris Paul. Who's another Conley Chris Paul?
Conley.
Nah.
I'm gonna throw out a name, and I know you'll immediately disagree, but it's damn true. Maybe not now because he's older. Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was gonna say that actually. That was what I was thinking next. Someone like that. I'll even say like if they had someone like that.
Then how not? What's his name? Conley. You don't trust him yet?
Nah. There's something about Conley's game. He hasn't he really hasn't proven himself as like.
So what do you think about Utah's chances then? As it just actually now we're jumping back to the West, but whatever. Utah.
They have a great chance because they got Donovan Mitchell.
They just beat up on Memphis.
And you know why?
That should have been a sweep too.
Donovan Mitchell. If Conley was the lead guard, on this team, it would be a different team.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why I wouldn't put Conley.
But here's the thing though.
Because he's been lead guards. He's been the lead guard on teams, and it hasn't always panned out in for them in the playoffs.
But he's still the point guard, though.
But again, he's not the type of point guard that's gonna push your team to that next. He can't be the lead guard to get your team to the next level, and he never did.
So what? They're not gonna win though.
They can
because
you see what I'm saying with like he's perfect as like the next guard, perfect. But he's not the lead guard, is what I mean.
In cases, he would be the. Depends on who else you got.
Okay. Like, don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying. He's a good player, very good player.
He's not proved. Okay, so if he let's say that he had a chip, would your mind be changed?
If he was the main point guard that got him to the chip, but if he was playing the role he's playing now, then no. It still wouldn't change. So that's what I'm saying is like the team is where they are because of Donovan Mitchell.
A little bit more. Oh, absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. Donovan Mitchell would be the number one guard.
In the same case, the team, the reason Memphis, or Boston would be winning with Jaylen Brown and Tatum is because Tatum's there. If you were to add Conley.
But I mean, if you, I don't know. Would the team be the same if you took Tatum up and you had Jaylen Brown and Conley?
Watch this. Remember when they went into that Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals with Jason Tatum?
Okay.
And Kyrie was injured?
Okay.
If they had Michael Conley instead, they're beating the Cleveland Cavaliers and going to the
Roger Grant says he's not injured though. Because we don't know if they would have won if Kyrie wasn't injured. You're saying if they had Conley, then you're assuming Conley didn't get injured.
Yeah.
But if they had Kyrie healthy
I'm
though.
Talking if they had what's the name playing there?
But if Kyrie was healthy, how do we know they wouldn't have made it to the championship? No, he was injured.
Put healthy Kyrie there, they're making the championship too.
Exactly.
But that's the argument, no?
So either way, then
that type of player.
I don't know if Conley would help though, is what I'm saying, because Kyrie is a scorer.
Conley's with Conley, they're definitely gonna, because Conley's a better scorer than what's his.
Yeah.
He can give you just as much scoring.
He's not scoring like Kyrie.
He would have. No, he doesn't have to score like Kyrie. He just has to score better than who was there, which
but
was
that's
Terry
the thing.
Rozier.
But at the end of the day, okay, you're saying he's a second guard.
He would be the. He would.
He'd be the guard if Kyrie was injured.
Exactly. Exactly. So it'd
Nah,
be
you would have
Marcus
needed to
Smart.
score
It'd be
more
Marcus
still.
Smart
Nah,
and Conley
because even
instead of
Rozier
Marcus
was
Smart
a
and
better scorer than him.
Rozier. No.
He's a better scorer than Conley. Anyways, we're going off track here.
Talking about playoff guys.
So
little
so
Jocelyn.
we're saying whatever. Okay.
So the ultimate question here: will or can, break it down easily, is Utah a pretender or contender? You give them a
they're a contender.
Right.
Come on.
All right.
Come on. Like bro, remember I told you just a couple games ago I saw Donovan Mitchell's like he snapped, his eyes like twitched or something. Like he did something on the court, and I was
really,
like, yo,
they probably should have beat Thien last year.
You know what?
Again, the bubble practice.
You know what I think he did. I can't remember if he scored. I think he hit a shot, and then he went back like on defense, and he like said something like he just shook his head like, yo, it's over.
Oh yeah, he was in the zone.
He's like, it's over, and I was like,
he was ruthlessly in the zone.
I agreed with him, and bam, you see what we see here, slappage, yo.
Another slappage.
We got slapped again.
Philly and Washington.
That's what we call a cakewalk for Philly.
Even without Embiid.
That was practice. I hate to say it. I love Brad Beal, Russ, but that was practice.
Yeah, it should have been a sweat.
They need a better team.
Oh, what team?
Washington? Beal,
absolutely.
Beal and Russ. I like them together. The others, you need more others. I like that. What's his name? Is his name Gafford or something?
Yeah, Gafford.
I like him though, man. Yo, I like Hachimura.
Hachimura, yes.
And then you got to get some other guys.
They need a better guard.
Ish is their guard, no?
Oh, come on, Ish. Not winning no championship with Ish.
I kind of like Ish though.
Guard.
He has a little ditty butt when
I mean, I like Ish too, but
you're not winning. I know what you're
saying.
Next
best guard.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, they definitely need
yeah.
that. They need like a Van Vliet type. Like imagine they had Van Vliet.
Yeah.
Who else? We did talk about Boston losing.
KD. So did we cover the East?
Yeah, the East is covered. KD, James Harden, Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
And it sucks because the Bucks are gonna have to pay them in the next round. So that's like you kind of like to see that as an Eastern Conference
Finals. Yeah.
So the only other hope is seeing Thien as the Eastern Conference Finals, Philly, but without Embiid, that's not going to be what we wanted to be. So the Eastern Conference Finals is basically right now with Bucks and BK.
Yeah. Whoever comes out of that series is essentially going to the finals.
It's gonna make it. I don't think Embiid's coming back with a 20 meniscus.
That's what happened to him.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the East. To the West. I'm going.
Okay, so we already talked about Lakers, Phoenix, 3-2.
We also talked about the Jazz beating the Memphis.
Yes, because that just happened. Denver, Portland.
Game time.
Apparently, he had a good show, and I wasn't watching it because I was basking.
I saw the highlights
in the Phoenix victory.
He now has the record for most threes in the playoff game.
That's sick. In a game? How many did he hit?
12. And the ones that he was hitting was, oh my goodness, makes Steph Curry proud. Like everything was off any screen.
That's disgusting.
From any distance, really. Calling banks.
People don't realize how like rotation. That you just gotta get that right snap.
He just didn't have enough. CJ kind of ruined it for them because
I still didn't see the highlights.
They were down 3. They had the ball, and CJ stepped out of bounds. So like people are making the meme of or the GIF of Tupac in I spaz out on the game in the movie Juice. Tupac when he's at the locker and he slams and then you see him just staring down the guy. Like, yo, messing up.
That sucks, man.
You effing around right now.
That sucks. So you're saying it's over for them? Dame time is over?
I'm not counting out Dame, man.
Nah.
I'm not counting out Dame. In fact, hella disorganized people. Apologies for that. Predictions. We had some predictions.
Last time?
Yes. I hope I find it. I don't know if I'll find it. I don't think I'll find it.
Can't find the predictions.
I can't find the predictions.
Who could have predicted that? Who could have predicted that?
We predicted who would win the matchups, and we also predicted NBA awards. Some of them came out already. So 6 man, Jordan Clarkson got it. And I remember that we won that. We got that part right. We're probably gonna have to edit this part out. Oh, the part will be disorganized.
I was hearing Asri.
Oh,
Alright.
Hold up. Let me actually look for it now. We have a little break. Where the hell did I put it?
I'm there hearing Asri.
Where else could it be?
Did you just have it?
Nah, that was just the
Read the first. Should name your documents.
here we go. Found it.
Name your documents.
All right.
Let's get to predictions and wrap up.
So we talked about the Hawks, Knicks. We did not talk about the Hawks, Knicks. That's the other.
Hold on, the last one we said was predictions. Because if we're gonna edit, we're cutting in after we said predictions. Then you're pulling up the predictions, no?
I'll try to cut it a little bit before that. So before I even bring up predictions, so it's like we still talking about the playoffs. We
Okay.
talked about the Knicks and the Hawks. We never talked about them. That's the last one we need. That's the playoff matchup we need to cover.
Okay, go.
All right, the Hawks versus the Knicks. Trae Young. I've been talking to you about Trae Young. I'm trying to tell you the next step.
Unless he has 3 chips and an MVP, he's not the next Steph
I don't
yet.
mean in terms of a player. I'm in terms of ability.
I mean, you say so. I don't know if he's the next Steph.
I'm telling you.
I think he's Trae Young. I don't think he's the next Steph.
He got them boys ready to get into the next round.
Because here's the thing, with Trae Young, again, not to take anything away from him, but we've seen basically 100% of what Trae Young is capable of.
You think so?
How much better can he get? Like, what else can he do at his size and his ability that you can?
A lot better.
In terms of what?
Better, more
Shoot
efficient
further?
Shooter. Yeah, more efficient shooter.
Nah.
Better ball handler.
I don't
He's
think
basically
he can
Steve Nash with a better shot.
or
Not necessarily a better shot, but
I don't think you see.
more shot attempts.
I might see him maybe become a better passer or more.
All that.
Be a better
Steve
facilitator.
Nash with more
but
shot attempts.
I feel like with Steph, all he's given us really is just his shooting. He hasn't really used, like we've seen him show glimpses of his other arsenal.
So are you saying his game is being held back?
Yeah. At his fault, obviously, but it also benefited him at the same time because I feel like Steph could be one of the better point guards in terms of facilitating, but because he can shoot so well, they're just like, yo, just have at it, man. Like, why hold back your shooting ability to facilitate a game for entertain the crowd? Other coaches, like maybe back in the day, other coaches would have told him, nah, don't shoot. Even though they know he could shoot, they'd be like, nah, you're not shooting.
The Knicks are donezo.
They're
That's
out?
what they get for spitting on their fans for spitting on people.
They're out?
No, they're donezo. It's a wrap.
I'm rooting for RJ, bro.
Trae Young. And then the Clips. Are they going to clip?
Maybe. I don't know. What's the score right now?
Well, the series is tied at 2-2.
Will the LA Clippers clip, I will say.
And they're down 10 right now.
Yes.
10 minutes to go.
They will clip.
That leads us to our predictions. Do you still want to hold on to your prediction that
the Clippers are going to win?
No, you said that they're going to lose.
There you go. I'm still going to hold on to that.
So 4-2? I got it going 7.
Yeah. Okay.
And I got the Clippers winning.
Okay. I'm sticking.
Clippers in 7.
You're sticking with yours. I'm sticking with mine.
All right.
Okay.
We talked about the Hawks just now.
Yes, we did. And who said what was our prediction with the Hawks?
I got it right. 4-1. You said 4-2 for the Hawks.
Oh, for the Hawks? Okay,
yeah.
I was with the Hawks too. Okay.
Nets versus, we both said 4-0, 4-1, so we still won.
They got one then, yeah.
Bucks versus the Heat. You said the Heat were going to win.
I was totally wrong. Gave him too much credit.
You were not trusting of the Bucks.
Nah.
The Bucks won. I said the Bucks in 7. They didn't need 7. They just needed 4. They just needed 4.
They took it to the house.
I said the Trailblazers. We both said the Trailblazers were going to sweep. They definitely not sweeping. They might lose the next game, 4-2. So, I guess we're hoping for a Game 7 win there.
Absolutely.
You said the Grizz were going to sweep Utah.
I did? I said that?
That's what I got.
Oh, wait. Was Donovan Mitchell injured at that time? Oh, shoot. That's probably why I said it. I didn't think he was coming back. That's probably why I said it. And, yeah, I'll eat that one. Whatever.
And we both said the 76ers would win.
Yeah, that's obvious.
I said 4-2. You said 4-3. So, either way, we good. So, most of our predictions panned out there.
Yeah.
Especially mine. I think I got them right also for the Suns. We both said the Suns would sweep.
The Lakers?
That's certainly happy. Yeah, we're kind of, that was a big reach.
Yeah.
Big reach.
But again, was someone injured or no? At that time, no?
I don't know why I thought that. And I hate you for LeBron.
Yeah. I don't know why the hell that was ever.
No, I know exactly why.
I'm saying it for the camera. I don't know why that would have happened.
I know exactly
Baffles me.
All right. The stuff that's come out so far is only the sixth man of the year. And we both said it'd be Jordan Clarkson.
Mm.
Just to recap, MVP. I said Embiid, you said Joker. Rookie of the year, we both say LaMelo. Coach of the year, we both say Monty Williams. D-Boy, you got Gobert, I got Embiid, and we both say Randall for most improved. Even though, they should not give him the award after what he did.
Because it just reverted back to his old self.
Exactly. Rookie year, Randall on the Lakers. You reverted back to Lakers, Randall.
It's like, yeah, an improvement. You fooled us, dog.
It was not
you fooled us.
It was not good.
All right.
Anyways, we're going to wrap it up there.
It is late.
It is. It's been later.
This is late for me these days, you know.
Old man.
These days is like I should be in my bed about 2 hours ago.
I got the day off.
Yeah, I ain't got one of those. It's not Friday yet, but it is payday.
Yes. So
we're gonna wrap it up there.
We're gonna wrap it up there. Like always, like, share, subscribe. You know the good stuff.
We didn't even try to dress up today.
Absolutely not.
Like, this is just terrible. This is.
We had another work meeting, and I was just like, "Yo, let's do a podcast."
This is improv. What do they call it? Impromptu?
Yeah, you got it.
It was just like let's do it.
So we did it for you.
So that's how you do it.
That's
how you do it. These lights are bright. I need to invest in some shades, man.
It's not like you haven't worn shades in.
I know, no, but I need like a different variety, you know. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm gonna do
Apparently, it blocks out the goodness that's supposed to. That you're supposed to get.
Of course, it is trying to blind your ass. So that's what they're telling you. Look in the sun.
Sun gaze.
I don't do that.
I sun gaze, but I only do it in the morning when the sun's not, it's gonna kill you.
I look out the window and sun gaze. Talking about RJ Bear right now. All right.
RJ,
cut out.
You and your boys couldn't do it.
Peace out.
Trey Young.
Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Help us get to our goal. 2,000. Is that what it is? 2,000?
Do you remember what the goal is, man? 2,000. I think it's 3, but.
Was it 3?
You better watch the other episodes.
2,500. How about that?
You better watch the other episodes.
I'm going to remember 2,500. 2,500. Let's get it.